sector. So here these regions or these sectors are unable to support the growing population in rural areas in terms of employment opportunities, high wages, and also the improved lifestyle. So as a result of this, the urbanization and industrialization, which encouraged the rural laborers to migrate to urban areas in search of their better life or the better livelihood. Now this excess labor existing in agriculture sector is shifted to urban sector for employment purpose. Now migration, it is a permanent migration. Migrants who are settled in urban areas permanently, or temporary migrants, or the circular migrants who move for a short period. So they go to urban areas, they earn some income and return back to their villages and invest earned money either for family expenditure or for agricultural activities. And one more important section of the migrant laborers is seasonal migration. Now during off season or after harvest, especially in drought-prone areas where they grow a single crop, the famines are the common phenomena. So they migrate after the season again for short period to big cities, and they try to earn some additional income to support their families. So these are the three types of migration. Now, why they move from urban rural areas to urban areas? Because of employment and because of high wages in urban areas and rural debt on their shoulder and family responsibilities. And all these migrant laborers are either they are illiterate or semi-literate and also unskilled laborers. When they move to urban areas, the big cities, they earn some income. And whatever income they earn in urban areas, they here transit back, send it back to their native home places where their relatives or the elders are living. And this income we know as remittances. Now the remittances, they are playing a very important role, and they know here as here the source of rural development, because these remittances are here the source of their relatives livelihood. If they improve their living conditions, they reduce their poverty level, increase their social dignity, and they construct the house, whatever the old house they have, and here undertake the cultural activities, festivals, celebrations, marriages. They provide some income for their children's or the relatives' education. They meet the health expenditure. So in this way, the migration and remittances, they are considered as the livelihood strategy of rural economy. Now here these labors, because the whole India's economic growth model is based on the cheap labor, like the laborers who migrated from the rural area to urban area, they are ready to work at low wages which are far greater or more than the wages existing in rural areas. Now the millions of such migrant laborers are stranded because of here COVID-19. Now they are leading their life in urban areas, or they led their life in urban areas without work and without food during lockdown. They are living in crowded slums, in undeserved shelters, and they started to walk hundreds of miles to reach their native places with their family members or the children's, and they have no here public distribution system in urban areas. And these cities, because of lockdown, the cities which are emerged as the engines of our economic growth, their economic activities almost stagnated. So when the economic activity stagnated, migrant laborers become workless. Now the migrant laborers like daily wage earners or the coolies, construction workers like laborers including female laborers, gaundis who construct the walls, electricians, plumbers, tile workers, bar binders, carpenters, painters, roofers, large number of workers, street vendors, rickshaw drivers, small businesses, who the laborers who work in brick kilns, mines, domestic workers, all these workers, migrant workers, they become workless. Now these migrant laborers, their number is almost 14 crore. That is 20% of working workforce in India. These migrants, they migrate to big cities like Delhi, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune. So here the laborers migrate from Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, Orissa. During lockdown, these migrant laborers, they didn't get any kind of help from either government or government agencies. During the lockdown, most of the migrants have they become the incomeless. They have almost rupees 500 or no money at all. So they were not having the proper shelter, no ration, no cooked food, no financial assistance, no work, no income, and even contractors this who brought these migrant laborers to urban areas, they switched off their mobiles. These migrant laborers, they are almost desperated. They have become the stateless. Stateless, the states where they are working, they are pressurizing, insisting them to leave their states. And the states from which they are migrated, they are unable to provide the sufficient facilities, or sometimes they are not allowing to enter their native states. This is the typical situation these migrant laborers are facing. Now here, these laborers, when they started to walk on here highways along with their family members, childrens, and uh, with their luggages on their shoulders, on their heads, the whole country watched the misery and the number of large migrants beyond the imagination of our society. Question arises, who are these migrants? These migrants are our own brothers, our sisters, our neighbors, our villagers, and these laborers they mix with the other states laborers in urban areas. They celebrate their own here cultural activities or the festivals, and also they participate in their co-migrants festivals. They try to speak the local languages where they are migrated, and they never hated. They never hated here the others' cultures or others' languages. This is an example of national integrity. Such migrant laborers, here they are seriously facing the socio-economic, cultural and psychological problem. Looking at the situation in Karnataka state, the laborers who are migrated from the Kalburgi, Yadgir, Raichur, Vijayapur, Bagalkote to the big cities like Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Goa, Hyderabad. Now they are returning back because of fear of COVID 19, because of starvation, because of depression. So all these migrant laborers they lost confidence in their workplace. And though the government advised private sector to ensure the salaries or wages and health facilities to these laborers, but the private sector has failed to provide here and meet their requirements. Thus, India's large working population they left more vulnerable to pandemic. They are struggling with the hunger and they have become workless and their health is pushed to a brink. So this made the shortage of laborers in urban areas. It's very difficult to sustain the economic activities in urban areas, which I quoted as engines of our modern economic growth. Then what we have to do for these migrant laborers or the laborers who are working in unorganized sector or the small and petty business persons. So what are the policy measures? After lifting lockdown completely, we have to try to sustain unorganized sector. Not only we have to sustain your unorganized sector, we have to strengthen this unorganized sector and migrant laborers because after returning back to their native place or the village, migrant laborers are under dilemma whether they have to go back to big cities for their work or they have to stay in their villages because of fear of such kind of a depression. Now it's the right time to think seriously about unorganized sector and to reshape our economic growth plan. Considering the seriousness of the problem, our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, he declared Atmanirbhar Bharat. And Government of India announced 20 lakh crores package to different sectors, including unorganized sector, to strengthen it, aiming to achieve economic self-reliance. And with this, government is also planning to adopt many measures, introduce many measures to speed up the economic activities in rural areas. With this speed up in economic activities, it would create the employment opportunities in rural areas, increase the economic income level of the rural migrants. For this, we have to identify the specialization, the skill of the laborers. We have to provide the necessary training to improve their skill and provide the credit at cheaper rate or without interest to start their economic activities. With this, we have to strengthen the MG Narega scheme because ultimately, this is the scheme at present in a rural area is providing employment to large number of agriculture laborers and also migrants. Now we have to uplift the badly impacted the unorganized workers in toto. For this we increase. So it is right time to increase their cash flow or improve their purchasing power, provide the skill based training to achieve the self reliance, and amend the factory laws if necessary. Here, try to pass the new laws to protect here the unorganized sectors or the laborers, and give the permanent status to these contract laborers, casual laborers, daily wage earners, self employees, small and petty business persons. Now, for this, increase the minimum wages to here rupees 25,000 per month. Now, here, along with this economic support, extending the medical facilities to unorganized sector is one of the important priority of present day, because from the health point of view here they are adversely affected. Now we are seeing how the corona number is increasing. So because of here lack of health facilities provided to these laborers at their workplace or during their here journey period. So with this, extend the social security measures, because here the social security measures they have not covered the unorganized laborers. Measures like the pension, insurance, EPF, public distribution system, and housing facility. So most of these measures are here uncovered unorganized sector. So rehabilitation is a priority of this sector, and protecting the street vendors by providing the credit at low interest or without interest, and extending the insurance to their business. And with this, the one important priority that I give at present, I feel so here, the registration of all unorganized workers on labor department portal, because there is no database available for any kind of policy measures to adopt the here social security measures, and to follow here the emergency policies to protect this sector. The construction workers registration, the petty business laborers registration, street vendors registration, domestic workers registrations, service providers registrations, about their socio-economic background, education background, and their family members background. So for this, we have to undertake the abhiyana, awareness programs through various means. If such a registration abhiyana is adopted in India, and if we develop the database for this unorganized sector, this helps us to adopt the proper economic planning for the development of this unorganized sector and social security measures of this sector, and to adopt the immediate actions during the emergency like the COVID-19 for their protection. Now with this, here unorganized sector, the most important part of our economy, and provide the 90% of employment base for our workforce. This is the right time to think seriously by the government, by the authorities, by the whole society for our rapid economic growth, and also improve in the livelihood of these laborers. If this sector, at least now onwards, is neglected, no doubt there is no meaning for economic growth, and we are weakening very the base of our economic model. So for this, here I uh, suggest and uh, uh, ask for the attention of the whole economy or the society for the proper measures to protect this unorganized sector. And with this, I close my uh, lecture regarding this unorganized sector. Once again, I thank organizers of MGVC Arts, Commerce and Science College, Muddebahar, and the staff members, principal, and other colleagues. Thank you. Thank you.